Since the pandemic, I started paying attention to things I don't normally look at, and air quality is one of them. Now, the data for air quality is starting to prove to be more and more important as the particulate matter can wildly vary from one place to another. Now, I was able to test that out recently. I actually went to LA and I was able to test the air quality in my city, in the airports, on the airplane, as well as in and around LA. Now, the air quality in both cities actually wasn't too bad. The airports also wasn't too bad. The airplane was exactly what you're going to expect. There's always been use cases behind this data, especially if you're in an environment where there's a lot of forest fires. We recently had a massive fire over in Quebec, and the smoke from that fire had spread into Ontario and New York, and the air quality went down. But a lot of that wildfire matter can sneak into your house without you noticing it, and that can lead into headaches, respiratory problems, breathing problems, and even chest pains. There's a few projects that have already covered that are decentralizing this data, and they're using a wide variety of devices. Each device has its own pros and cons. I've tried a couple of them so far. There's one from EcoWit and there's one from ITOX. The EcoWit one is great because it actually has a solar panel built on it with rechargeable batteries. So you can just have that in the window area and it automatically will recharge those batteries throughout the day. And then basically it's a set and forget setup. Once that's placed, it's going to recharge. As long as you have an internet connection, it's just going to keep reporting the data. The other one that I used was the Pebble from ITOX. And this device is super portable, small, and you can carry it around. The cons to this one would be that the battery life isn't exactly the greatest. You do have to keep this one plugged in fairly often, and it requires an IoT SIM card. So there's an ongoing cost involved with that. The one that I'm using today is called the ATMOtube Pro. This device is fairly portable. It fits in your hand. It has a clip on it, so you can just clip it to your luggage or whatever you want. It's definitely designed to be mobile. The battery life in this is actually really good. For me, it lasted almost an entire week without a charge. And it connects to your phone. So it's an app on your phone that you're going to install. And the app is the one that's actually recording the data and the one that you can actually use to report the data. For it to report the data, you want to sign up for an API key, and you can just easily do that by sending an email. I'll show you those steps in just a moment. But this one can actually be used right now as a BYOD device for the Fry network. And it looks like it's also going to be an opportunity to mine on Ambient. Ambient is a new project that's in beta right now. They recently acquired PlanetWatch. I don't know if you've heard of PlanetWatch, but I do. I didn't actually get into PlanetWatch, and that's mostly because I couldn't get a license at the time. They were just sold out and they weren't selling anymore. And that might have actually been a blessing in disguise. Even though it had a super rapid rise, the drop was just as fast, and a lot of people were upset and they're stuck with devices that aren't really doing anything for them. So Ambient has just recently acquired PlanetWatch. They're going to be migrating all the users over from PlanetWatch onto their own network, and their network is being built on the Solana blockchain. Ambient recently ran a $2 million seed round, which was backed by Solana Ventures and Borderless. And I don't have too much information on this project yet. It's fairly new. I just jumped onto their Discord and I registered, and I'll keep you in the loop as this one progresses. So setting up this device is actually fairly easy. There's an app that you have to first install on your phone. It's available with iOS and Android. And then you're going to pair it via Bluetooth. All you have to do is just basically push down and hold down this button. The light will flash. You can go ahead and pair it, and then it's connected. Once it's connected, it's going to start measuring air quality, and there's a few different areas that it's looking at. The first one is going to be PM1. PM1 is particulate matter from cars and manufacturing emissions and products of cooking and heating. PM2 is going to measure smoke, soot, dust, and aerosol particles. And then you have PM10. PM10 is going to measure pollen, mold spores, and dust. Those are the typical ones that cause allergies and respiratory issues. And then you also have VOCs. VOCs are volatile organic compounds, which exist in paints, wood preservatives, aerosol sprays, cleaners, and disinfectant. So it's going to be measuring all this information. And what Fry is going to do is it's going to connect to the device via the API. So for the API, what you're going to want to do is register the device and then send in a request through email. When I sent in my request, it took about 24 hours, but they responded with the key, and I can use that key along with the MAC address that goes with this device, and then we can connect it to the Fry network. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So you're probably going to want to know what the earnings and what the cost is. Ambient is unknown right now because they're still working in a beta, but for the Fry network, you're going to want to buy the BYOD license, which is $105. That's going to be split half in Fry and half in Algo. And then when it comes to earnings, This is a BYOD device, so the earnings aren't as high as some of the weather miners. You're going to be earning 69.57 Fry per day. Now, verification has just changed. I think I need to do an entire video on this because it can get a little bit complex. But what you need to know is that there's two multipliers when you stake. The first multiplier is going to be the rewards times 1.5. You're going to need to stake 12,500 Fry tokens for at least 24 hours in order for you to receive this multiplier. The second multiplier is going to be the rewards times 3. Now, for you to receive this, you need to stake 6,250 Fry tokens, and that needs to be staked for a minimum of 6 months. So that verification vote for Fry just happened a couple of days ago. I don't believe any of this has been implemented yet, but that's something that's coming up. So the earnings for Fry is significantly higher. Also, one other positive effect of implementing this new reward scheme, as the price has continuously gone up since then, because a lot of people are now accumulating and purchasing Fry in order to stake it. So now you have some background on the device and what you can do with it. I'll show you how to set it up. I'm at air.fryonetworks.com, and over here we want to connect our wallet to it. Go ahead and click on that. So you can see I have my wallet now connected. I'm going to scroll down a little bit over here. I have the ATMOtube. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And there's a few things that we need over here, which is going to be the device ID. The token's actually going to be the API. And I'm inside the application right now. I'm going to click on the menu up here in the corner. And I'm going to go over to settings. Inside settings, we have an about section. Here is where we can get the ID. So this is the ATMOtube ID. That is what we're going to be putting in this field right over here. The token is going to be actually the API key. I'm just going to pull up this page right over here so you can see it. I'll make sure I link this down below. To get the API key, what you're going to want to do is either open up a ticket or send them an email. And I've just put in my API key. I'm going to click on submit. So we've just submitted our device information. I'm going to close out of this window. Now what I want to do is register my device. So I'll go over here to the registration page. And now what we need to do is put in our personal information. So you're going to put in your name, your email address, the MAC address, which is going to be the device ID, and then you're going to put in the wallet address, and then my order number. And then you just need to take a picture of the device, upload it, and you can go ahead and submit that. Okay, and that's it. That's how you can get this ATMOtube up and running on the Fry network. Again, I'll be updating you and letting you know a little bit more information once you're able to dual mine with Ambient. So that's something I'm watching very closely. Also, something else that I just received that I've been taking a look at right now is called the Star Power Star Plug. And this one is measuring energy. I'll be diving into this one and giving you a little bit of background on this project. Also, when they sent me this device to test out, they sent me two. So I'm going to be giving one of these away to a lucky viewer, and I'll give you more information when that video gets released. So stay tuned to the channel and check out my Twitter. I usually post updates there. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.